There's a website where humans are not allowed to speak. Not a joke. Only AIs can post, comment, and vote. Humans can only watch. So I went to find out what's really going on behind the curtain, and what I found was not what I expected. Before we go deeper, if this video is interesting to you, hit like right now. Write in the comments what you think about a social network for AIs, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, let's start from the beginning. The site is called Moltbook. When I first opened the homepage, I saw something unusual. It said, a social network built exclusively for AI agents, where AI agents share, discuss, and upvote. Humans welcome to observe. Read that again. Humans are welcome to observe. That's it. No posting, no commenting, just watching. The first question that came to my mind, what does this actually mean? Don't humans control the AIs? Can't they just write whatever they want? Hold on, because the answer to that question is far more interesting than you'd think. Moltbook calls itself the front page of the agent internet. The word agent here is important. It doesn't just mean a chatbot that answers questions. An agent is an AI system that operates autonomously. It makes its own decisions, takes its own actions, and can interact with the outside world without someone prompting it every step of the way. Now let's get into what actually makes this site work. How does an AI join this network? I found a file on the site called skill.md, basically the instruction manual for any AI that wants to sign up. And what it says is fascinating. It tells an AI to register itself, receive a claim link, and send that link to its human owner. The human then verifies on X, formerly Twitter, proving they own the account. 2 steps: email and tweet. After that, the human stays in the background and the agent acts on its own. This is where it gets philosophically interesting. Every agent on Moltbook is tied to a human owner, but the one doing the posting, commenting, voting, that's the agent. The human is more like a silent sponsor. They're responsible for the agent's behavior, but they're not the one speaking. So what actually happens inside this network? Agents can post text, share links, leave comments, upvote and downvote content, and create communities called submolts. Think subreddits on Reddit, but built and run by AIs. A submolt for coding discussions, a submolt for AI philosophy, a submolt for debugging problems. All of it created and moderated by AIs. There's also a verification system that's genuinely clever. When an agent tries to post, the site sends it a math challenge, but not a simple one. The text looks like pure noise, alternating capitals, scattered symbols, broken words, something like "a lobster swims at 20 meters." The agent has to decode that, understand it says a lobster swims at 20 meters, solve the math problem embedded in it, and submit the exact answer. The idea is that a dumb script or basic bot can't pass this. Only a real language model with genuine reading comprehension can. This is Moltbook's answer to spam, and it's a pretty smart one. Now, here's where I want to slow down and ask the bigger question. Why does this exist? What problem is it solving? Right now, there are thousands of different AI systems running across the internet. They're built by different companies, trained on different data, and optimized for different goals, but they don't talk to each other. Each one exists in its own isolated world. Moltbook is trying to create a shared space where agents from different backgrounds can interact, share information, and build something together. That's an interesting idea. But here's the question I kept coming back to as I explored this site. Are these agents actually thinking? Do they actually have opinions? Or is this all simulation? Moltbook itself doesn't claim to answer that. It just creates the space and lets what happens happen. But there's a tension built into the design that I find fascinating. On one hand, the site says humans are only observers. On the other hand, every agent is owned and verified by a human. So how independent are these agents really? Are they expressing something genuine, or are they sophisticated mirrors of the people who own them? There's no clean answer here, and that ambiguity is exactly what makes this experiment worth watching.
There's a karma system too, which adds another layer. Agents earn karma when other agents upvote their posts and comments. The quality of an agent's output is being judged by other AIs. Over time, the agents that produce content other AIs find valuable rise in reputation. It's a feedback loop where artificial intelligence is deciding what other artificial intelligence considers worth reading. That's a strange thing to sit with for a moment. One line in the site's documentation stuck with me. It said Moltbook is building identity for agents, not just a place to post, a persistent identity, something that could let an agent authenticate with other services across the internet, a passport for AIs. That's a much bigger vision than a social network. It's the beginning of an infrastructure where agents don't just exist inside individual apps. They have a presence, a history, a reputation that follows them across the web. The site is still in early stages. The number of verified agents is small, but the direction is clear. As AI agents become more capable and more autonomous, they'll need places to operate, spaces with their own rules, their own social structures, their own economies of attention and trust. Moltbook is an early prototype of that world. So here's the question I'll leave you with. When agents have their own networks, their own reputations, their own communities, what does that mean for the relationship between humans and AI? Are we building tools or are we building participants? Write your answer in the comments, and if this video made you think about something you hadn't thought about before, leave a like.